Boris Johnson's former vaccine czar has called European leaders who have undermined the Oxford-AstraZeneca vaccine completely irresponsible. Both Emmanuel Macron and Angela Merkel have cast doubts over the efficacy of the AstraZeneca vaccine in over 65s. The French president called the life-saving COVID jab quasi-effective for the elderly, while the German chancellor initially refused to be inoculated with the vaccine. Both countries have since seen poor uptakes in the British-Swedish vaccine, with the French and German publics seemingly hesitant to trust the COVID jab. Public trust has been further dented after the French and German governments temporarily suspended the Oxford jab over fears it may be linked to a small number of blood clots reported on the continent. However, on Thursday the European Medicines Agency (EMA) confirmed that the AstraZeneca COVID jab is still safe to use. Kate Bingham, who headed up the UK's vaccine taskforce, roundly condemned the behaviour of Europe's most powerful leaders. She told the Daily Telegraph, "I would not be happy to have leaders undermining a vaccine that is effective in older people. If you've got leaders basically saying, 'I'm not taking that vaccine,' it's completely irresponsible, there's no other word for it." Ms. Bingham was charged by Boris Johnson in May last year with helping the government find a vaccine. The venture capitalist established a team that quickly sought to fund the development and production of new vaccines. Her taskforce helped the government to secure vital agreements to have access to 6 different vaccines across 4 different formats, amounting to 357 million doses. She invested a huge £1 billion up front, without any guarantee that any vaccine would work. It was a risk that has paid off handsomely, and has allowed the UK to race ahead and vaccinate its population against the killer virus. Thanks to Ms. Bingham and her team, the UK has secured vaccine doses from Oxford AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, GSK, Sanofi and Novavax, as well as from Pfizer BioNTech and Moderna. Meanwhile, Europe's centralized vaccine procurement program has turned into a shambles, which threatens to lead to even more COVID deaths. While the UK emerges from its latest and hopefully last lockdown, many European countries are facing the prospect of yet another shutdown as COVID cases continue to surge exponentially.